Okay, good morning, students. Am I audible? Please send the post. Am I audible properly? And are you able to see the screen? Please post the message. Okay, students. Good morning to one and all. So today we will see the ring counter. Okay, this ring counter is the application of shift register. So in today's lecture we will see what is the function of ring counter and how it is work. Okay, so before that, in previous lecture we study universal shift register. We learned about the universal shift register. In this universal shift registers there are the four operations are performed. First operation is the no change, means whatever the previous condition is present, same state is present at the output side. uh, for the second operation we seen that this is the right shift operation. Third operation is the left shift operation, and last is the parallel loading. Okay, so because of this four operation, here we we say that this shift register as a universal shift registers, because it shifts the bit right, it shifts the bit left, and it also done the parallel loading operations. Okay, so here you say that this shift register is called as the universal shift register. Okay, we already seen in the previous lecture how it works. So these are the shift register applications. Okay, these are the shift register applications. So at the time of exam there is one question, write down the shift register applications. So first application is the temporary data storage. Means by using shift register you can store the data temporary, you can store the data temporary. Means for the temporary data storage we can use the shift register, we can use the shift register. Okay, this is your first application. Second application is the bit manipulation. Okay, means if you want to perform the operation onto the individual bits, if you want to perform the operation on the individual bits, at that time you can use the shift register. Okay, means in the microcontroller subject or the microprocessor subjects, suppose you take one example, 8051, this is one microcontroller, and in this microcontroller is the 8-bit microcontroller. Means on the 8-bit data you can perform the operation onto that information. Okay, so if you want to perform the individual bits operation, at that time you can use the bit manipulation. Means you take one example, suppose there are the different flags, suppose carry flag, uh, auxiliary auxiliary flag. So at that time you want to clear this flag bits, you want to clear this flag bits, and here these are the individual bits. Okay, so that's why for the bit manipulation you can use the shift register, you can use the shift register. This is the second application of the shift register. Okay, third operation is the serial to parallel converter. Serial to parallel converter means in the current scenario there are number of communication systems are available. Okay, there are number of communication systems are available, and here you transfer the data serially as well as parallelly. Here you transfer the data serially as well as parallelly, and for that purpose there are different devices are using. But some devices use the serial communication, but some devices use the parallel communication. So at that time you require to convert this serial to parallel converter or parallel to serial converter. Means for conversion of the serial to parallel or parallel to serial, for the purpose of communication, you can use the shift register. You can use the shift registers. Okay, students, am I audible? Am I audible properly, students? Please post the message. Okay, okay, I getting the response from your side. Thank you. So, do you understand what is the serial to parallel converter or parallel to serial converter? Means for this conversion here you can use the shift register. Okay, for the communication purpose. Next application is the computer and data communication. Next application is the computer and data communication. Means if you want to transfer the data from computer to any device or any device to computer, so at that time you can also use the shift registers. You can also use the shift registers. You take one example, printer. Okay, means from the computer you send the data to the printer for printing purpose. Okay, so here you transfer the data from computer to printer. Okay, uh, so at that time you can use the shift register. You can use the shift register. And so there is one example, keyboard. Okay, so from keyboard this is your input device. Keyboard, this is your input device, and here you apply the inputs, or here you provide the input to the computer. Here you provide the input to the computer through keyboard. Okay, this is your external device. So in this way, in this type, you can use the shift registers. In this type you can use the shift registers. Means computer and data communication. Computer and data communication, you are using the shift registers. Okay, next is the serial and parallel communication. Serial and parallel communication, I already discussed about that. Okay, this is similar to the serial to parallel converter or parallel to serial converter. Okay, next application is the multi-bit number storage. Multi-bit number storage. Okay, so can you anyone explain what is the meaning of this multi-bit number storage? And this application, it is related to the shift registers. So is there any relationship between this application of the shift register? Anyone can give the answer? Multi-bit number storage. Multi-bit number storage. Actually, this sentence suggests itself what is the use of this application as concerned to the shift register, because you already know the register is nothing but number of flip-flops. Register is nothing but number of, when number of flip-flops comes together, then one from the registers. So each flip-flop stores one bit at a time. So when number of flip-flops comes together, then you can store multi-bits. You can store multi-bits at a time. So this is the application of shift register. Next application is the sequence generator. Okay, for the sequence generator you can also use the shift register. And last of application is the logical operation. Okay, means if you want to perform any logical operation, whether it is AND operation, OR operation, NAND operation, NOR operation, these are the logical operations. So if you want to perform any logical operation, at that time you can use the shift register. You can use the shift registers. Okay, so these are all the applications of the shift registers. All of you understand? Please post the message. All of you understand these applications of the shift registers? Please post the message. I'm not getting any response from your side. Good. I'm getting response only from Bhushan. at least through sending the post. You involve this meeting. Okay. Okay. Thank you so much, student. Now we will move to the next point. Uh, okay, students. Okay, listen. Uh, Next point of our syllabus is the ring counter. Next point of our syllabus is the ring counter. Okay, so read the sentence. Ring counter takes the serial output of the last flip-flop of a shift register and provide it to the serial input of the first flip-flop. Means if you make the changes, if you make the changes of this previous circuits, then it forms the ring counter. So first point is regarding to the ring counter. Ring counter is the application of shift register. This is the first point. Okay, means if you concern the ring counter, if you concern the ring counter, then first point comes here. This is the application of shift register. This is the application of shift register. This is the application of shift register, and how it construct. So here the output of last flip flop. How you construct the output of last flip flop is connected to the input of first flip flop. It's connected to the input of first flip flop. Means you already seen number of circuits. Okay, SISO, PISO, PIPO, SIPO, then universal shift register, then bidirectional shift registers. Okay, you learn this all these shift registers types. Okay, so in this type, if you connect the output of last flip flop, if you connect output of last flip flop to the input of first flip flop, then it forms the ring counter. So these are the 2 points is related to the ring counter. First point is the ring counter is the application of shift register. Ring counter is the application of shift register. And second point, here you connect the output of last flip flop to the input of first flip flop, then it forms the ring counter. Okay, so these are the points related to the ring counter. And if you see the circuits, okay, if you see the circuits, so in this circuit there are just 1 minute, student. Okay, students, if you observe this circuit, okay, here you observe this circuit diagram. So in this circuit diagram, there are 4 D flip flops are used. Okay, there are 4 D flip flops are used. Okay, so in this D flip flop, you observe that the output of last flip flop. Here you observe that. Just 1 minute. Okay, see here. This is the output of last flip flop. This output is connected. This output is connected to the input of first flip flop. Okay, this is one change as regards to the previous circuit diagrams. Okay, and next there are 2 inputs. One is the preset and second is the clear. So these 2 inputs is nothing but the asynchronous inputs. Okay, preset and clears are known as the asynchronous input. And if you apply the signals to preset and clear, if you apply some signals to preset and clear, then there is no any effect of the external input signal. Means if you use this signal, whether it is a preset or clear, to any D flip flop, then there is no any effect of any external inputs. Okay, means if you suppose if you apply the inputs for D input as a 1 or D input as a 0, then there is no any changes at the output, because here you connect the preset and clear. Here you connect the preset and clear, and these two inputs is nothing but the asynchronous input. These two inputs are nothing but the asynchronous input. Also, it can also say that it is a overriding input. It is the overriding input because it does not affect any previous input. Because this is the most important point, student. Okay, here there are the two inputs. First is the preset and second is the clear. First point is the these two inputs is nothing but the asynchronous input. These two inputs is nothing but the asynchronous input. Also, you can also say that these inputs as a overriding inputs. Means the preset and clear, these inputs has another name which is as the overriding input. These two inputs is nothing but the overriding inputs. Then one question is arise in your mind, why it is called as the overriding input, why it is called as the overriding input. So answer for this, because it does not affect, because it does not affect any previous input. It does not affect any previous input. That's why it is known as the overriding inputs. It is another name is the asynchronous input. And here you observe that. Here you observe that for the second flip flop, this is your first flip flop. This is your second flip flop. Okay, this is your third flip flop, and this is your fourth flip flop. And here you observe that for the second, third and fourth, you connect the clear input. Here you connect the clear input. Okay, and for the first flip flop you connect the preset input, or connect the preset input. This is the another change as concerned to the previous circuits. Okay, means in this circuit diagram, uh, the first flip flop is the preset input is connected to the first flip flop. Preset input is connected to the first flip flop, and remaining three flip flops connected the clear inputs. Connected the clear inputs. Okay, so this is the most important point. Again, this is the most important point as concerned to the circuit diagram. For the first flip flop, you connect the preset input, and for remaining three flip flops, you connect the clear input. Okay. Now, next important point as concerned to the circuit diagram. Here, flip flop outputs means suppose here you take one example. This is your first flip flop. Okay, this is your first flip flop, and for this first flip flop, here you connect the preset. Here you connect the preset. Okay, and if you connect this preset, actually preset, both this signal preset and clear, both these signals are active low signal. Both these signals are active low signals. Means if you connect the low signal, if you connect the logic low to these two signal preset and clear, okay, then these signals are activated. Suppose preset, if you connect zero signal to the preset, if you connect the zero signal to the preset, then output of that particular flip flop is 1. Then output of that particular flip flop is 1. And if you connect zero signal to the CLR, if you connect zero signal to the clear, then your output of that particular flip flop is 0. Output of particular flip flop is 0. Okay, students, do you understand what I said? These points, this is the most important point. Okay, preset and clear, these are the asynchronous input. The name of these inputs are the overriding inputs. Why it is called overriding inputs? Because it does not affect any previous inputs. Okay, next point is if you connect zero signal to the preset, then output of that particular flip flop is 1. Okay, and if the zero signal is connected to the clear input, then output of that particular flip flop, it should be 0. Do you understand what I said? Please post the message. I'm getting response from only 2 students. Anjali third. I'm waiting from your responses from all. I think more than 40 students are joined this meeting. So please all should involve this meeting through this post. Okay, thank you so much, brother. Now we will move ahead. Uh, so I think you got this connection of this ring counter. Okay, as concerned to the ring counter, there are four D flip flops. The preset input is connected to the first D flip flop, and clear input is connected to the remaining three D flip flops. Next, output of the last flip flop is connected to the input of the first flip flop. And one more point is regarding to this ring counter. Clock is same clock input is applied to the all flip flops. Same clock input is applied to the all flip flops. Okay. So now we will see the operation of this ring counter. Now we will see the operation of this ring counter. Okay. So this is the truth table for the ring counter. The first column indicates the clock pulses. Okay, means this is the suppose if you consider the second row. So in this way you don't apply the clock pulses. Means here clock pulse is absent. Here clock pulse is absent. Okay, and remaining these are the clock pulses are present. Okay, here clock pulses are present, and here clock pulse is absent. Okay, so now you see what is the output. Uh, Go to the back side. Okay. So first we see what is the inputs of this. What is the output of this D flip flop? Because here you connect the preset and clear inputs. Here you connect the preset and clear inputs, and these two inputs is nothing but the overriding input. These two inputs are nothing but the overriding inputs. So in this way, you don't consider the what is the input of that particular flip flop. There is no need. There is no need to check what is the input. There is no need to check what is the input of that particular flip flop. Okay. So with the help of this preset and clear, you decided the output of that particular flip flop. Okay, so first here preset is connected to the first flip flop. So I already told when you connect the preset input to any flip flop, then what will be the output of that particular flip flop? Can you give the answer? Here I'm connecting preset input to the first D flip flop. So what is the output of that first D flip flop? Please give the answer. Anybody unmute from your side and say, give the answer. As concerned to the first flip flop, here at the first flip flop you connect the preset input, means here you apply 0 signal to the first flip flop. Then what is the output of that first flip flop? Very good, huh? Snehal. Puja, you said that 0. Anyone? Sweta 1. Good. Okay, very good. Huh? So here I already told that when preset input is applied to any flip flop, then output of that particular flip flop it should be one. It should be one. And if the clear input is applied, then output of that particular flip flop it should be zero. So if you consider the first flip flop, your output is 1, means here your output of this flip flop is 1. Here output of this flip flop is 1. Now here you check the second D flip flop, and for the second D flip flop here you connect the clear input. Then what is the output of that second flip flop? What is the output of that second flip flop? Very good, 0, because here you connect the clear input. So output of that second flip flop is 0. Output of that second flip flop is 0. Now what is the output of third flip flop? Because here again clear input is applied to this third flip flop. Then again, good, Avantika, good, very good. So output of third flip flop is also 0. And output of fourth flip flop, here you observe that again clear input is applied to this flip flop. So here output of this flip flop is also 0. Output of this flip flop is also 0. Okay, means when no clock pulse is applied, then what is the output of that particular flip flop? This is, here you see here, this is 1, this is 0, this is 0, and this is 0. Okay, see here, this is 1, 0, 0, and 0, means here you don't apply any clock pulses. Don't take 1 minute. Kadam sir, student 1 minute, one call is coming, it's important. Just wait 1 minute. Sorry students, just 1 minute wait now. स्टुडंट्स, हॅलो, आवाज येतोय का स्टुडंट्स? एम आय ऑडिबल? लाईट गेलेली आहे इथलं कॉलेजमध्ये आता. हॅलो, लाईट ऑफ झालेली आहे कॉलेजची. तर मला काही वाटत नाही लगेच येईल म्हणून. तुमचं काही 10:15 लेक्चर आहे ना परत? नेक्स्ट लेक्चर कधी, टायमिंग काय नेक्स्ट लेक्चरचं? 10:15. मग ठीक आहे, एक 10 मिनिटं आपण एक 5 मिनिटं अजून वेळ बघू, वाट पाहू. जर 5 मिनिटात नाही आली तर सर्वांनी काय करा, मीटिंग लिव्ह करा. ठीक आहे, आपण जो राहिलेला पॉईंट आहे तो आपण नेक्स्ट लेक्चरला घेऊ. ठीक आहे, एक 5 मिनिटं अजून जर थोडी वेळ वाट पाहू आपण, येते का लाईट. सपोज लाईट नाही आली तर आपण काय करू, उद्याच्या लेक्चरला हे आपण कम्प्लीट करू. ठीक आहे. कारण लॅपटॉप लागणार आपल्याला. आतापर्यंत काय सांगितलं ते समजलं ना सर्वांना? प्रिसेट इनपुट काय आहे, क्लिअर इनपुट काय आहे, हे दोन इनपुटला आपण काय म्हणतो, असिंक्रोनियस इनपुट म्हणतो. ठीक आहे, किंवा ह्या इनपुटला आपलं दुसरं नाव काय आहे, ओव्हर रायडिंग इनपुट आहे. म्हणजे एखाद्या फ्लिपफ्लॉपला, सर्वजण ऐकताय ना? एम आय ऑडिबल? प्लीज पोस्ट द मेसेज. नाव आय एम युजिंग द वन डी सेल फोन. ओके, एम आय ऑडिबल प्रॉपरली ना? ओके, इट्स ओके. तर आपण जे पाहिलं आता, म्हणजे दोन इनपुट आहेत, एक प्रिसेट आणि क्लिअर. या दोन इनपुटला आपण काय म्हणतो, असिंक्रोनस इनपुट म्हणतो, किंवा त्याला काय म्हणतो आपण, ओव्हर रायडिंग इनपुट म्हणतो. म्हणजे हे जर इनपुट आपण एखाद्या फ्लिपफ्लॉपला दिले, तर इनपुट काय पाहण्याची गरज नाही. डायरेक्टली आपण या दोन इनपुटवर आपण म्हणू शकतो. समजा प्रिसेट दिलं तर आपण काय म्हणणार की त्या फ्लिपफ्लॉपचं आउटपुट हे कंपल्सरी काय आहे, 1 आहे. आणि क्लिअर दिलं तर त्या फ्लिपफ्लॉपचं आउटपुट काय आहे, 0 आहे, है नाही? आणि हे दोन्ही पण हे कसले सांगा, ऍक्टिव्ह लो सिग्नल्स आहेत. म्हणजे प्रिसेटला जर तुम्हाला ऍक्टिव्ह करायचं असेल तर त्याला आपल्याला काय करायला लागेल, 0 सिग्नल द्यावं लागेल. सिमिलरली क्लिअरला पण ऍक्टिव्ह करायचं असेल तरी सुद्धा त्याला आपल्याला 0 सिग्नलच द्यावं लागेल. ठीक आहे. ठीक आहे, असं करू आपण, थांबू आजची मीटिंग. कोणी लॅपटॉप यूज करतंय का? लॅपटॉप तुमच्या ह्याच्यामध्ये कोण लॅपटॉप यूज करतंय का हे लेक्चर अटेंड करण्यासाठी? एनीवन? हे लेक्चर अटेंड करण्यासाठी कोणी लॅपटॉप यूज करतोय का?
नाही.
But leave the remaining part lecture, okay? So leave this meeting all. We will discuss in next lecture, okay?
चौबड़ करते सब लय खतरनाक लोक आहेत.
Chapter